And welcome to another Wraggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits video. Today, brewing Beerworks, the Russian Imperial Stout kit. Although I'm very wary that the light beaming off is actually making things worse. So if I put this like this without it falling on the bloody floor, it's never easy, is it? So let me open the box, and what I'll do, I'll sit everything on the box. So I'm going to take, so it's the Beerworks Russian Imperial Stout kit. Get everything out and talk about what there is, what we've got, what I'm going to use to bump up the ABV. So I usually use the phone, to be fair, but it is what it is. So as you can see, some big chunky bloody molten stuff. So put that down like that. It's because it's this time of the day and you've got the sunlight outside. So there we go, that's better. So yeah, in the kit we've got glucose powder, so 1 kilo of glucose powder, 2.5 kilos of stout, the brew, the malt. So that's going to go in fermentation bucket. So here it's a 30 litre fermentation bucket. If you're brewing anything big, you'll want 30 litre minimum. Same here. That is again 2.5 kilos of the malt extract. We've got beer yeast, 20 grams of beer yeast, British ale yeast. You've got that for when you actually drain it out. That you will need. You've got Columbus hops, 75 grams, 2 75-gram Columbus hops. So, and then you've got the priming sugar. That'll be used when it goes into the barrel or the either into the barrel or into the bottles. I'll be barreling it up, transferring it from here to the barrel and going from there. So what I'm also going to do today is add two kilos of sugar. So we're going big. We're going big on ABVs. And what I'm doing with this is, this time I want to go, last time I brewed this same kit, I didn't add sugar, I just brewed it as it was. It was outstanding. This time I want to go a bit heavier. I want to introduce some more elements to it. So 2 kilos of sugar, that's going to bump the ABV up. And I will do a reading, and on the day 2 or day 3, whenever I do a follow-up, I'll do a reading today, put it on the side of the gravity. So first things first, 2 kilos of sugar. One kilo of glucose. You don't need to use the sugar, it's just me wanting to ramp the ABV up. It came out at about 8.5 last time I did it. This same kit. So here we go. Now, obviously that's sugar, so you're not really worried about sugar. This, you're going to have to wash out. Now, trust me, it's thick, it's gloopy, and it's not blooming easy. Yeah, it's, if you've ever done a homebrew kit, I think Marmite, not Marmite, is it Marmite? Bovril, shit, and that sort of thing. It gets everywhere, and it's a pain. So I don't know if you can see on the camera, but yeah, it's a thick, gloopy substance. So pour it in. I'm going to pour as much in as I can, and then I'm going to rinse out the pouch, because we want as much of this goodness going into the this is what makes your beer, so it's got to be all in. And as you can see, look at that on camera, yeah, it really is. It's thick and gloopy. Yeah. Would I have been better off to warm the sachets up? Yeah, probably would. It would have been better. But I'm giving them a good squeeze and getting rid of the majority of this. I'm not telling you what that looks like, but it looks wrong, doesn't it? Yeah. Drink red wine, have something to eat the next day, a couple of bottles of red wine, and yeah, you know what the Wraggy's cooking. So I'm going to do 3 boils of the kettle for this. Come on, get it on. And like I say, I might have also been better to take off the so this is the first kettle of hot water. I've already, obviously, as you can tell, I've already heated it up, so it's already quite pliable. My God, it takes some work, this does. It's not the easiest way of doing anything, I've got to be honest, but always easier ways. Pocket, yeah.
What's that? Somebody's at the door. Sleep, wake. Grab the door.
Oh, yeah. It says lowcostbeer.com, but
I couldn't get it. He woke up, I didn't have door keys.
right, let me crack on. Always when you're doing a video, you get a bloody delivery or something's at the door. So I'm filling up the first of these. He's doing it in the sink. Trust me, you don't want to do any play out. Makes a bloody mess otherwise. And obviously the hot water, just go up and down inside the sachet and really mix that extract, the malt extract or whatever they call it, I don't know. It's the kit to me, but yeah. So a couple of things that I've already done wrong, and I'm sure the brewers out there, people who are brewers will watch this and say, bloody hell, Wraggy, how many beers have you brewed over the years? Shed loads. And prep work would have been the thing. If I'd have prepped and put these into hot water and really warmed up the bag first, then I wouldn't have this job going up now. So that's had a good sorting out of hot water. However, it's by no means clean. So I'm going to put that there. I'm just going to wash my hands because I've got it everywhere. Just get off my chuffing hands. Right, so I'm going to pour. There we go. Another kettle on. We'll put that kettle on. Right, we're going to do the same with this one. It is a bit of a process. Trust me, you'll have the same issues as me, especially if you didn't warm the bag up first. So it's 40 quid for this. Do I think it's worth it? Yeah, trust me. When you're paying, what you pay for the, whoa, put that there, and just get rid of this. When you think what you're paying for this, good Imperial stouts or anything from 4 quid in the supermarkets upwards, you're getting 40 pints, 40 blooming pints. So is it worth it? Hell yes. Now this time when I pour it out, I'm going to try and leave it as open as I can, so I don't have to do it myself again. And I've got time, so I'm just going to let gravity do its thing. So while gravity's doing its thing, so yeah, Beerworks beer kits with the addition of grain. Yeah, so they class this as malt extract. We've got the hops, large bag of glucose powder, 2 kilograms of liquid malt. Well, we've got 5 kilograms of malt. Small bag of glucose powder for the priming, yeah. Yeast, yeah. Small bag, mesh bag with tie cord. That's for the siphon filter. Now, I'm not sure if you put that on the inside or the outside. I think it's on the inside it goes, isn't it? Remember serves me correctly. So place the large batches inside hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. That's where I bobbed up. I didn't do that. So I use 5 litres of water. Tastes nice. I use 5 litres of water, hot water, and that does me perfectly. Yeah, there's basically nothing here that doesn't really, yeah. So if you want to read the instructions, please read them. If you're new, read them. And even if you're old, it's worth having a perusal first. I'm making a video, and I kind of forgot to do this in the first place. So already, we're already up to nearly 8 litres with just the extract, the sugars, and 1 kettle full of water. So just goes to show you how much goes in. And as you can see, still doing. It's not worth me squeezing it out, because this time I'm going to give it a good rinse out and hopefully get both the patches clean. Then I can chuck the patches away. Because to me, this is the dirty part. You know, this is not the nice part. But I'm already getting that brewery smell in it. It smells lovely, you know. If you ever get the chance to go on a brewery tour, go and see your local brewery. A lot of them do brewery tours. Go and chat to them. You know, they're nice people for the majority anyway. The ones that aren't too big business, you know, most of them are just people who like making beer and drinking beer. And wherever you are in the country, there's going to be a brewery not too far away from you. And inquire about brewery tours. You know, go on social media, follow them, go and try their beers. You know, go on websites. Love Brewing, again, this is their Love Brewing kit. Go to Love Brewing, go and you know, try all the different beer kits. They're all well worth trying, and it's for any budget. I am not rich, far from it, and yeah, we need to clean the kitchen. It's a mess. But this, even on a budget, you can brew good beer, or at least try. So I'm going to try and cut this off, because there we go. It's not the easiest part, I've got to be honest. It's just gloopy as hell. And it's supposed to have stopped, but it's still bloody going. Alright. Everyone's watching this thinking, oh my God, I'm not doing that. Makes a right mess. Trust me, it does. So, I've got them both in the sink and I've got the hot water going into them. Whoops. What I don't want to do is knock them over. This is probably the hardest kit to brew that I've brewed, just because of the sheer amount of, if you'd had a prepped and got these clean beforehand, it would have been a lot easier. So, but hey, though, didn't. And it's just a case of washing out these as best as I can, getting as much of that malty liquid malt extract goodness, and right, there's number one. And as you can see when I pour it in, this is the one I've just So as you can see, it's getting cleaner. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, you can just about see it, but not clean enough yet. So that'll go there. Right, give the other one a bit. Get rid of this top, because this top's doing my nutting. There we go. Get rid of that. Right. So, and again, hot water in here. If you've got a massive jug and you can stand them up in the jug, that's probably the better way to play with these. I'm really getting that brewery smell that I got from my trips to different breweries. You know, the likes of Bang the Elephant and Lincoln Green. Also, Navigation, Castle Rock. I've had a good few trips around breweries this year. And I hope to do more. I hope to visit all the breweries. Obviously, if I get a blooming invite. I don't just want to show up because that's rude, and I don't do rude, you know. And I'm not brave enough to just ask. So, and there we go. We look at that there. That's pretty damn clean bar the outside. So I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to put the third kettle on for the third time. This will be the last lot of hot water. Now, there's a good reason really for while I'm doing the third, I'm then going to give it a damn good stir. Although I'm probably going to get a better spoon, because the spoon I've got is the crappiest plastic spoon. Obviously, you know, cleanliness is godliness. Don't use wood. I wouldn't anyway. I'd always used clean plastic spoons. Right, now to stir that bad boy up, get the malt and the sugars mixed together. This is going to be a hell of a lively pour. I had it in my dining room last year and it was lively. And I've got to keep it to 23 litres, and I've got to make sure that I don't overdo it. Oh, it just, even look at it and it looks like an Imperial. got a really nice colour to it. Oh, if you had smelly vision now. Phew. Yes, the side's warm at the moment, which I'm quite surprised actually, with all that sugar going in. And obviously, look, the cold malt extract. I think it'd be that warm. But, it's amazing how it differs between home brewing and grain brewing, you know, kit brewing and grain brewing. Because on grain brewing, you know, they have the mash tuns and they have the sparge and that. There's a lot of heat used. In this, we use the heat initially, and then when you bang the, obviously when you bang the yeast on, the yeast can't be above 20 degrees or 22 degrees, whatever it is. I always say lukewarm. If it's lukewarm, you're all right. If it's too warm, just wait a few hours. So put that there. I'm going to take a photo of it for. This has been a good thing using the Chromebook at the same time, because I can do this. And then do a photo at the end as well. So yeah, beer yeast, that's going to go on at the end. Like I say, priming sugars for when it's after fermentation. Hops are going to go in at about day 4, day 5. Let's just have a nosy. So hops. Like I say, give us a good read if you've never used it before. Now, I did read it somewhere, but I thought it's on the back. I wonder I can't read it. So on day 10, add the hops. So I've got a bit of a trek before I even think about adding the hops. So that's 150 grams Columbus. I don't really know what Columbus brings to the mix. I'm not that much of a brewer. You know, all I care about is the end product. I'm not really bothered about how I get there. I am going to reduce this down to 10 pint batches. So at the end, transfer it to a barrel, put the secondary fermentation priming sugar in, then pour it into a bucket, 10 pints of it. That 10 pints, I'm going to add a bottle of maybe whiskey, maybe bourbon, and I'm going to do 4 different batches with a bottle of spirits in those pints to create something very interesting in the grand scheme of things. So a smoked whiskey Imperial Stout, or Tennessee bourbon Imperial Stout, with real bourbon, not just barrel-aged bourbon. So again, I'm going to pour it into these pouches, and I forgot what I was doing then. Oops. Bowls. Some in the sink. This pouch is pretty clean, so this one just needs a quick, pretty damn clean. Right, so that doesn't really need a lot. So I'm just going to pour this in. I'm just going to go down the side with the, don't knock the pan. Just put a bit of water on the side here. I'm always wary that, you know, you're losing some of the what makes the beer. So anyway, that pouch is now clean and sorted. This pouch now. So yeah, unlike me, make sure you actually warm the pouches up first. Yeah. Open them all. So I'm just using the hot water to go right the way to the top. And basically just getting as much of this extract off. It is a tedious job, you know. But this is all part of the beer. And you're paying 40 quid. You want to get as much out of the kit as you damn well can. Well, that's it. So pour him in. Right, that's clean, done. Pour the last of the milk water in. Give it another stir. Now what we want to make sure is that it's not thick and gloopy anymore. You can't feel sugar. And you can't, you know, it's nice. It just feels like water now. Albeit really, really nice water. Right, time to get it up to the required fill it with water. And again, water. Depending on where you live, you might have to use bottled water, spring water. Where we live, the water's pretty damn decent, if I'm being honest. So we're all right. Proper brewery smelling here today. And they haven't got any whiskey and wort. On another brewery, maybe. Now I am going to brew this kit again later in the year. But that time I'm actually going to add some flavouring and brown sugar flavouring, and I'm either going to go down the chili route and do a chili and chocolate Imperial Stout. Now this is lively. When the yeast gets older, there's a lot of sugar in there, as you can imagine. The Imperial Stout kit itself, the addition of 2 kilos of sugar really bumps it up. I'll tell you what now, for a 40 quid investment, you're brewing something that's comparable to supermarket Imperial Russians. Right, nearly there. A little bit more. Right, so it's between 23 and 24. Just going to give it another stir. Right. And quick look on the camera. So there you go. It's looking good. It really is looking good. Smells, just smells amazing. Right, take a quick photo as well for the odour, as you do. Right. Can't bring that hydrometer down, so today's other job is this, brewing the beer, the yeast, putting the yeast on. So I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top and do its own thing. You don't need to worry about anything. Somebody tell you to warm it up first and that, but one thing to check is how warm it is. It's lukewarm, so that's good. So only 3 kettles or 5 litres of hot water, no more than that. Sprinkle the yeast on. And there we go. 31 minutes. I know it won't be quick. And you can already hear it bubbling away already. It's going to absolutely. So might have to give an update, an early update. But yeah, it's there. It's on. I've got a load of mess to clean up because it's bloody everywhere this stuff is. But that is Wraggy Avenue. I'm calling it Wraggy Avenue because the beers that I make are going to be Wraggy Avenue beers. And keep hoping that breweries might get me down to do Wraggy Avenue Imperial Stouts. You never know. Like bother me. I'd love to brew something mega massive, and I'll get one day. Tell you now. So there we go. Right, that's it for this video. Hope you've watched it. Hope you've enjoyed it. And trust me, amazing beer kit. Well worth the investment. Yeah, it is an investment. 40 quid. But I'm gonna stick the lid on. Leave it in the kitchen and get a bargain. But yeah, that's the Love Brewing's in Russian Imperial Stout, aka Wraggy Avenue. Cheers, everyone.